vacuum principle.
The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. If you want them to chase you, you have to stop talking. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. If you want them to chase you, you have to stop talking. Wait a minute. Is that why she freaked out? I just stopped texting for a few hours and everything just imploded? I honestly thought I was losing my mind. Okay, Anya, you have to explain this to me. Because from my perspective, being quiet felt like losing. It felt so passive. How is saying nothing a power move? Because you weren't being passive, Ben. You were creating a vacuum. Just think about it for a second. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? Well, so does the human psyche. When you suddenly withdraw communication, you create this gaping psychological void. And it's a really simple but honestly brutal process. First, you just stop. The texts, the calls, the little bits of validation, it all ceases. And that immediately creates the void. Their brain, which is now totally starved for the input it got used to, registers this gap, and that triggers anxiety. So the only way for them to close that gap and soothe their own anxiety is to work for your attention. And just like that, the chase begins. Okay, the vacuum thing makes sense. I get it. It forces a reaction. But it still feels a little like a trick, not genuine power. I mean, isn't it better to just, communicate?
See, you're thinking about it the wrong way. Silence isn't just a void, it's a broadcast. You're sending an incredibly powerful signal about your own value.
It all taps right into our evolutionary psychology. I mean, think about it. The person who talks the most, the one who's constantly filling the space, is often subconsciously seeking approval. They're trying to prove their worth. But the one who is comfortable in silence, they signal abundance. They signal high status. This message of complete self-sufficiency is just incredibly potent. It says, my sense of self is not dependent on your attention. And let's be honest, in a world where everyone is screaming for validation, that quiet confidence becomes the ultimate aphrodisiac. So you create the void, which makes them anxious, and your silence is basically broadcasting that you have high status. Wow. Okay, I am really starting to see it now. And that's when you spring the final and most powerful element of this whole strategy, the projection trap. You see, when you're constantly communicating, you're giving the other person data. They know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, where you stand. But when you pull back and go silent, you give them absolutely nothing to work with. Their brain is left with a complete and total blank. And so to fill that blank, they start to project. All of their own fears and insecurities get plastered right onto your silence. Are they mad at me? Did I mess up? Are they with someone else? Am I losing them? You are no longer just you. You become the main character in the drama, playing out inside their own head. My God, that's it. That is exactly what happened. Her reaction had nothing to do with me being busy at work. It was all about her fear that I was losing interest. I was just a blank screen for her to play out her own story. It wasn't about me at all. Exactly, your silence becomes their story. So you see, this isn't passive. It's an active, strategic tool that leverages these really deep-seated psychological principles.
It's not inaction, it's your ultimate weapon.
So the crucial point is this. You create a vacuum to make them chase.
You signal high status with quiet confidence.
And then you let them fall right into the projection trap of their own making. These hidden dynamics are at play in pretty much every interaction we have. So the question you need to ask yourself is this. In your next conversation, who will hold the power of silence?